Hi, I'm Kevin Helmick, President and CEO of Farmers National Bank. Welcome to another edition of our Blue Table Talk. Today I have with us Chris Sammartino. Chris is the Chief Operating Officer at the Muransky Companies in the Lake Club, and we're just so honored to have you as a guest today on our Blue Table Talk.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's great to be here.
Now, you're from the Valley, right? You're a Valley kind of born and bred.
I am born and raised Boardman, Ohio. Went to St. Charles School for grade school, and then off to Boardman High School and attended Youngstown State. So most of my friends were eager to get out of town. I was one of the ones that wanted to stay in town. And never have left. Just had a passion to stay here. Kind of knew in high school that I didn't want to leave. Most of my friends were leaving, but I wanted to stay here and do some good things here. So it's been fun.
Well, you certainly have. And from the corporate side, a lot of people see you around at the Muransky Companies or various functions. We're going to talk about the philanthropy in a little bit, but your role as COO at the Muransky Companies, I can't even imagine what that entails. I see you so active and involved in so many things from the operating side of the business, whether it be at golf outings or banquets. You're a busy guy.
Yeah, that's a part of the fun of working for Ed Muransky. He's got an unbelievable vision, and to work with someone that has that kind of vision, and every day is a different day, which makes it exciting for me. I'm involved with our food and hospitality, which is fun. We have the Auntie Anne pretzel stores in the mall, which are famous to everyone, and we're the largest franchisee in the system. So with 90 plus locations, that keeps us busy. And then the Lake Club, we've got a great team there, but involved in the day-to-day and interacting with the people and the members and the clients, the guests. That makes it fun. Get to see everyone there. And then obviously we have Rise Pies, handcrafted pizza, which I'm involved with as well. And that brings a different flair to things because it's our own concept and we started it from scratch. So we're proud of that as well.
All great brands, and a little commercial for the Auntie Anne's, the at-home kit at the depths of the virus when we were all on lockdown back in the spring. That was a regular for the family. My kids loved making the at-home Auntie Anne's.
That was fun, and that was fun. It was good for families to be at home and be able to do something fun during those tough times. And that actually came from Auntie Anne's corporate, but we jumped on board when we had a chance and promoted it through the Lake Club and got just great reviews. So, and I know I did it with my kids and we had a blast. So it was a lot of fun.
So fun. So thinking about the Muransky Companies and the great work you do on that side, what really strikes me is the philanthropy. So we're going to talk about the involvement with you and the United Way here in a moment, but just generally, some of the most impactful things that you've been a part of, and the Muransky Company's been a part of over the last few years. As I said, you're a familiar face at various events, and I know as a Valley business person, we really appreciate your leadership and the Muransky Company's leadership. But what are some of the memorable things you guys have been involved in on the philanthropy front?
Well, it's fun because it starts at the top. So it starts with Ed and Chris Muransky, and then you see the passion that they have for it and for giving back, and you see the difference that we can make, and we have an opportunity to do that and to get involved with some of these activities or events. We've done some great things with the kids. We do a lot with the different kids. Ed's children, Danielle, Eddie, and DeLauren are all involved, and their spouses, and whether it be United Way or Boys and Girls Club or potential development, it's fun to know that you can make a difference. Interesting story, in the very beginning when I came to work for Ed, we were doing stuff with the United Way and Christmas and all that, and we went to volunteer at St. Dom's and hand out food to the families and kids and their gifts and different things like that. And my wife and I were there, and you saw just the smiles and the appreciation on these people's faces. And we left there, and Ed, I'll never forget, Ed called me on my cell and said, "Chris, we're making a difference. We're making a huge difference in people's lives, and that's what it's all about. And thanks for coming, and thank Lisa for coming." And it's things like that when you could walk away from those knowing that we have the opportunity to make a difference. We just have to go forward and do it. And it really, at the end of the day, you could walk away knowing you are making a difference.
Well, you are making a difference, and we appreciate that. And as most people know, that I've signed on to be the United Way chair this year, and I'm really fortunate and honored to be that.
We were excited to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's been wonderful, and it's been wonderful because of people like you and your leadership. And my next question is, tell us a little bit about how you've been involved in the United Way, and then I'd love to hear your take. I know your involvement. You kind of understand how we've had to adjust in the pandemic and some of the expectations, and then how we're doing. So.
Yeah. So I got involved, back in the early days of working for Dave and Doug Sweeney, and they had a passion for United Way and with workplace campaigns. So when I came over with Ed, obviously he was involved, and we didn't have a workplace campaign at the time, and so Bob and I talked to Ed about that, and we established that, and we grew that and built it, and we're happy to say. We were the biggest workplace campaign the last couple of years with all of our companies combined. So it was good to see that all come together. Fortunately, I was asked to be on the board, and Chris Muransky also sits on the board. So I've been on the board the last 5 years, and this past year they asked me to chair the marketing committee. So it's been a pleasure to work with fellow board members and other people that are involved of all different aspects of business and have all kinds of different visions and ideas. Probably the biggest, thing was last year when we celebrated our 100th anniversary. I was honored. They asked me to be the chairperson, and it was we had big goals, and it was a big event. And I'm happy to say we raised the most money that we have ever raised at United Way, $325,000. And it was just fun to see it all come together. It was fun to celebrate the 100 years. And it was fun to get people involved of all different aspects to ask them. And they were so excited to get on board. And what can I do to sponsor? What can I do to volunteer? And I think the biggest thing that came from that night, though, for me was that when I was up on stage was to tell people it wasn't just about the money. It was about also the time that you could put in with the kids or the behind the scenes volunteering. And to do some of that is just as rewarding as writing out a check, knowing that we need both, but it's just important to volunteer as well as to give back in a financial way.
It's just fantastic. And I was going to bring up the record. Congratulations on the record that you had last year. And one of the things that I love about the United Way and gets me excited about it. And I know the team at the United Way under Bob's leadership, Bob Hannon, and of course the board's leadership, success after 6. I've heard about it, and I'm just seeing the impact that it makes on our kids locally. It's just wonderful to see. What are your thoughts on that?
It's just an awesome feeling. I mean, when you know that you can do and make a difference in people's lives, and with these kids, my wife and I became report card mentors. And to go into the school 4 times a year, I truly wish we can change it where we can go in once a month. And I know that a lot of us would put in the time to do that. But when you walk in that school and your students that you're mentoring say, hey, there's Mr. Sammartino, or, hey, there's my guy, or, and they're anxious to come over and show you their report card, and you see the potential that they have, and you realize, having kids of my own, that they don't have the same opportunities that my kids or your kids have. And for me or my wife or other people to spend time with them, we spend a couple hours with them 4 times a year, and know that we could try to make a difference, know that they have someone they could come to if they need something. And it's just fun to see that. And you walk out of there, with a good feeling, knowing again that you're making a difference and that you're helping someone out. And then we, as a company, do the Success After 6 Christmas Give Back, where we have I think 140 roughly students that, fill out a tag at Christmas and put on there what they want, and we put it up, and literally in minutes, every tag is gone. And for me, it's been fun because I try to find 3 kids that their ages are the same ages as my children, and then we go out and we shop, and we go down the list, but then we also know these are their clothes sizes. So we buy them a winter coat, hat, gloves, things that we take for granted that our kids just automatically have, but that these kids don't. And my kids look forward to it every year. They're like, are we going shopping for the other kids, that we can help out? And I think to start that stuff at a young age is good too. and shows that it's just not all about them, that we have to do something to help others. So
setting up the next era of leaders and philanthropic minded people, and I agree. And I'm hearing, you're somebody who gives of time and talent and treasure, and again, I can't thank you enough, and I know that's part of the culture at the Muransky companies. And with your involvement and your understanding of philanthropy and really what it means, and I would encourage all people that just to know that the resources that they're providing are being used in this way, and you can see people like yourself getting out and making an impact, directly with the youth. How do you tell people to get involved, though? You're part of the board at the United Way, been involved a long time. What would your advice be to people that maybe want to get involved?
I mean, the first thing I think is to start with the website, ymvunitedway.org. I think you could find a lot right there on our local website, for the Youngstown Mahoning Valley United Way. But I think it's, talking to others that are involved, whether it be a board member or a volunteer, or we have so many different, aspects that, we did the Saturday Day of Caring, where we wanted to try to help the people that weren't able to go out and go to the food banks or go to the different sources to get food. And we grew that from, I think, 10 or 15 volunteers. Ed and his daughter, Danielle, had that idea and started it. And at the end here, it's still going on, but we're up to over 100 volunteers. I think the word just started getting out, and then people were calling me, how can I get involved? When do I have to be there? What's the day? So I think a lot of it is, verbally by communication, but, just asking others what you can do. There's so many different things, whether it's read books to the kids or report card mentor or, giving out food or different things like that. We have so many different things that we're doing and so many lives that we're touching, but we never have enough volunteers, and we could always use more. So,
well, outstanding. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for sitting down and taking a few moments with us. It's been interesting to learn about Chris Sammartino and a little bit about the Muransky companies and some of the great philanthropy that he's done personally and through the company. I know we know we have some exciting things planned for the rest of the year, and I'm sure in the future.
Well, we're looking forward to a great campaign, and we knew with you heading it that it would be successful. And all the people from Farmers Bank, you guys do a great job as well on your side, and are always there to step up and make a difference. So it goes a long way.
Well, this has been another edition of Farmers Blue Table Talk, and once again, I'd like to thank Chris Sammartino, COO of the Muransky Companies and the Lake Club, for joining us. Watch out for more Blue Table Talks coming soon.